Yo, what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here, and in today's video, much less like practical tips on what to do with your marijuana dependency or anything going on with your life, and more so just some encouragement, right? Um, I, I sometimes I forget how painful and depressing my life used to be. Not that it was like major depressing compared to many people, but like just being stuck in dependency, marijuana dependency, and feeling so basically addicted, man. Like I was so chained to marijuana, and I totally forgot what it was like to be myself. I totally forgot what it was like to just like have a life that didn't like revolve around marijuana. And I lived in that world for 7, 8 years, and it was so shitty, man. Like that feeling of not having control, that feeling of being lost, being stuck. It is absolutely ass. It's the worst, man. It's one of the worst things, relatively speaking. And I think what sucked, one of the things that sucked the most was just like it felt like the true me was just desperate to be free, but I couldn't because I was totally encaptured and enslaved by my obsession and addiction to marijuana. And again, I I'm not a proponent of bashing marijuana. Definitely not. If anything, I'm just speaking to the cycle of addiction, the cycle of dependency, and just how shitty that is. Um, what I also want to acknowledge is that, and maybe shed some light on, is there were some emotions that I had not dealt with and processed. And a lot of that was fueling my marijuana dependency. I had a lot of insecurity, a lot of self doubt, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of insecurity, honestly. And I've since then dealt with a lot of it. It's ongoing, but I've dealt with enough of those emotions such that I know how to cope with them. Right? And I no longer feel like I need to run and suppress them at the very least. And so, if anything, what I just want to acknowledge is for you guys is that, like, man, whatever you're going through, I acknowledge your journey. And whatever emotions you need to process, I acknowledge that too. Um, I acknowledge your struggle. I acknowledge just like whatever it is you've been going through and whatever it is you will go through moving forward. What I do know is that you have what it takes. I do know that you have everything within you to move forward. I know that you're capable of going through adversity. I know that you're capable of making things happen. I also know that you've just been out of touch for a little bit, for some of you, and you're just now getting your footing back. But you'll be fine, man. And just consider that. Um, a big part of this is letting go of the pain and letting go of all of the shittiness that you've been through. Not forgetting it, but just like man, finally taking a moment to be like, fuck, man, it's been fucking tough, dude. And not in this like pity party way, but just like, man, and that's part of kind of like acknowledging it and letting it go, right? Just like, fuck, man, it's been hard. And consider one of the most powerful things you can do right now is just acknowledge your hurt, acknowledge your pain, acknowledge what you're feeling right now and have been feeling. And just acknowledge it. Like, fuck, I've been sad as fuck. Or, man, I'm so pissed off. You know, really finally getting in touch with some of these emotions that maybe you're not wanting to even say. Right? Like, fuck, man, I've just been fucking sad as fuck. Like, I've been down, I've been, like, lost, I've been confused, I've been blah, blah, blah. You know, instead of, like, just running to the joint, you know, habitually, just take a moment to, or whatever, like running to the video games, running to your bed, just like take a moment to be like, fuck, I've been feeling like shit, and just finally taking that moment to acknowledge all that, because there's something about acknowledging it instead of avoiding it and like pretending or just like being aloof, like, I don't know, everything's fine, pretending like you're not feeling like shit. Not to say that you are, but what I've seen in myself and what I've seen in others is when we're really low, we're like avoiding the fact that we're low. And one of the parts of being up is being willing to be like, man, I'm down. And then from there, mustering the courage and the humility to do something and to kind of be done being low and to start to move things and shift things in your life, you know, opening the blinds so that the sun comes in, taking a moment to, you know, clean your bed up, you know, throwing away the trash around your room. Sorry, I tried to call it. You know, and just finally shedding some light in your life, you know, and then from there, gain some momentum, you know, start to bring some more self-love to the table, some forgiveness to the table, and just really start to come from a more like self-accepting, self-forgiving place. Like, man, like, I don't need to be perfect, and what that may look like is like, you know, just getting up and drinking water is enough. You know, I'm proud of myself for just getting up and folding my bed and drinking some water. I'm proud of myself for not shitting on myself mentally and emotionally. Like, really, like, cutting yourself some slack. Like, you know, that's a big shift in itself. And then when you're ready to do something a little more challenging, like, okay, you know, I want to work out today. I want to work out a little more. Then take those baby steps. You know, I wanna go on a you know, a weed break. Okay, you know, but really build yourself up when you're truly there. But consider that one of the most powerful things you can do is just take a moment to acknowledge how things have been. And start to bring some forgiveness and love to the table, especially in those areas. And then again, as you cultivate the energy and the courage to move your life forward, do that. And you know, go for it. And whatever level you want to play at that level. You know, if you want to go from 0 to 100, go. If you want to go from 0 to 1 to 10, do that. You're allowed to do it however you want to do it. And then allow yourself to have some fun, man. Have some fun. Healthy, sustainable fun. You know? And then see if you can just connect with some people that love and care about you. You know, namely yourself, but other people too, friends, family, hopefully. And then once you get to this place, start to give. You know, maybe you can give $1 to a cause or a donation. Maybe you can do a favor for someone. Maybe you can just post something positive on social media. Maybe you can send an encouraging message to someone else. And just start to give this energy away, you know. as you cultivate it for yourself, start to give it out. And then, hey, maybe one of the last things you could do is just take a moment to be like, fuck, I'm alive. I'm alive. You know, I got that. I'm alive. But overall, just take a moment to acknowledge how things have been going. Good, bad, ugly, pretty, powerful, embarrassing. And just kind of take a moment to be like, that's my life. Have a moment of gratitude that you have a life at all. Take a sip of your water. And move on. Alright? So that's it for today. Shout out my knee. Shout out Kobe. Shout out Chinese proverb art. And shout out you. Alright, so that's it for today. Appreciate you all. Looking to make more videos more consistently moving forward. See you next time. Peace.